In a beautiful and lively city, a young man named Ramsey lived. Ramsey was tall, dark-skinned with a strong and handsome body. He was a tech specialist, loved by many for his clever mind and quiet, respectful ways. Although he was surrounded by the fast life of the city, Ramsey lived by old values taught by his grandmother. Values of patience, discipline, and honor. He was still a virgin, saving himself for the woman he would marry. One day, Ramsey attended a big tech conference on the island. It was a place where the brightest minds gathered, and the air was filled with excitement. As he moved around quietly, notebook in hand, a woman spotted him from across the hall. Her name was Naomi, a beauty that could make the sun jealous. Tall, curvy, and full of life. Naomi was the human resource manager of a big tech company. As soon as she saw Ramsey, she smiled and thought, "Such a cute man, and he doesn't even know how charming he is." Naomi, bold and confident, walked up to Ramsey during the networking session. "Hello, are you enjoying the event?" she asked sweetly. Ramsey looked up, shyly smiling. "Yes, it's nice to meet like minds." Their conversation flowed like a river in rainy season. By the end of the day, they had exchanged numbers, laughing like old friends. Weeks passed, and their friendship blossomed into love. Ramsey would send Naomi poems, cook her nice spicy meals, which were her favorite, and even deliver fresh flowers to her office regularly. Naomi found him adorable and special. Though surprised when Ramsey shared that he was saving himself for marriage, she admired his honesty and found it very interesting and attractive. "Maybe it's old-fashioned," he said shyly one evening, "but it's how I was raised." Naomi giggled. "It's cute and rare." In her heart, Naomi was so desperate to get intimate with Ramsey. She found him so attractive, and the romantic things he does for her made her feelings to experience his touch get even way stronger. But Naomi promised to wait. She believed in their love and dreamed of the day they would finally become one. Little did she know, destiny had a surprise waiting for her. Their wedding was a celebration fit for royalty. Drummers beat talking drums, women danced in colorful wrappers and gel, and elders gave blessings under the golden sun. Naomi wore a beautiful white wedding gown with shiny silver jewelries, and Ramsey wore a black suit with a shiny black stone design, shining with pride. Naomi was filled with excitement, not just for the marriage, but for the intimacy she had been waiting for so long. That night, they booked a fine hotel room. Naomi freshened up first, her heart beating fast. She lit scented candles, wore a silk robe, and waited for Ramsey on the bed. Finally, Ramsey came out of the bathroom, looking nervous but happy. He switched off the bright lights, leaving only a soft glow from the candles, creating a romantic atmosphere. As he joined her on the bed, Naomi felt butterflies in her belly. The moment had come. But when Ramsey finally tried to penetrate her, Naomi gasped loudly. "Ramsey, what is that?" she shouted. Ramsey chuckled softly. "It's me, love, my manhood." Naomi quickly switched on the light, and what she saw made her cover her mouth in shock. Ramsey's manhood was huge, unlike anything she had imagined. "Oh no! Ramsey, this is not normal. How were you hiding this from me?" she cried. Ramsey, still innocent, smiled gently. "I didn't think it was a big deal." Naomi was panicking. Please, only use 1/3 of it. I can't handle all of that." Even with care, the experience was overwhelming for Naomi. Her body wasn't prepared. And though she had longed for this night, but never imagined that what she was longing for would actually be this long. It turned into a painful struggle. That night, Naomi realized marriage would be far more complicated than she thought. Weeks passed, and it was now months. Ramsey, who had waited all his life for marriage, now wanted to be with Naomi often, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. He would cook her favorite meals, like pepper soup and vegetable soup, scatter flower petals on their bed, and even write her sweet love notes. But Naomi grew more and more distant. She often pretended to be tired or ill. "Love, are you okay?" Ramsey would ask. Naomi would smile weakly. "I'm just stressed, my dear." The truth was, she was scared. She loved Ramsey, but intimacy with him was something she struggled to enjoy because of the overwhelming size. One night, after another painful experience, Naomi cried in the bathroom. She felt trapped, and she made a decision. A week later, Naomi dragged Ramsey to court. The small courtroom was packed with curious people. The judge, a beautiful Nigerian woman named Judge Janet, who was in her 40s, sat high on her seat, looking down at them with surprise. Naomi stood up and spoke with trembling lips. "My lord, I want my husband to sign an intimacy agreement, that during intimacy, he must not push beyond 1/3 of his size, else it should be considered a crime. Also, he must not demand intimacy more than once a week. He deceived me. He never gave me a chance to see the size of his manhood or get intimate with me while we were dating, and then he took me by surprise. It's not fair." The courtroom gasped. Some women covered their mouths. Some men shook their heads. Judge Janet listened carefully. She looked at Ramsey, sitting there like a sad puppy, clutching a bouquet of flowers he had brought for Naomi even that morning. The judge sighed and said, "Naomi, you have a good man. Many women pray day and night for such love. Don't lose him. Both of you should seek counseling and medical advice." Naomi wiped her tears. Ramsey just nodded, confused and heartbroken. Outside the court, Ramsey and Naomi walked side by side, silent. The future looked uncertain, but little did Ramsey know. His journey was about to take an even stranger turn. One evening, Ramsey was home alone, lost in thought, when his phone rang. It was an unknown number. "Hello?" he answered. "Hello, Ramsey. This is Judge Janet," said the voice. Ramsey jumped to his feet. "Good evening, my lord. Is there a problem?" Judge Janet chuckled softly. No. I need to see you privately in my office tomorrow. It's important and secret. Please, come alone." Confused but respectful, Ramsey agreed. The next day, Ramsey arrived at the judge's private chamber. He knocked lightly. "Come in," said a soft voice. When Ramsey entered, he nearly dropped his bag. Judge Janet was not in her normal black robes. Instead, she wore a fitted red dress that clung to her like a second skin. Her hair was loose, and her perfume filled the room. She was looking extremely seductive. She locked the door behind him and smiled sweetly. "I've thought about you a lot, Ramsey," she said. "My lord," Ramsey stuttered. Judge Janet walked closer, her eyes full of mischief. "I want it all," she whispered. Ramsey stood frozen, the walls of the room seeming to close in. He realized the tale of his life was only just beginning, and the drums of destiny had not yet finished beating.